Hey guys, how's it going? Hope you're having a wonderful weekend, a wonderful Saturday. Like always, yes, the day has arrived. Kylie Minogue just dropped her 15th studio album, the highly anticipated Disco. I have been waiting for this album for months and months and months, and it is finally here. Now, I've only heard 2 tracks off the album. Track number 1, Magic, which she already released as a single, and track number 6, Say Something, which she released as the lead single off the album. Now, she did release track number 8, I Love It, as a promotional single about a week ago, but I did not listen to it because I knew I was going to be doing this video, so I wanted to wait for this video to listen to track number 8, I Love It. Now, I am listening to the deluxe edition of Disco, and there are 16 tracks, and the album is 54 minutes. I'm very curious to find out what sorts of treats and surprises that the queen of disco dancing has in store for my ears. I imagine I'm going to be hearing a lot of ear candy on this album. Now, if you've seen any of my other videos, you will know that I have been going on my disco journey, my disco music journey. I've been discovering some new albums I've never listened to before from the 70s that are disco, like albums from Grace Jones and Michael Jackson. And I've only touched the surface as to what sort of albums there are out there when it comes to disco albums from the 70s. So there are so many more I need to listen to, but I've been on a disco high lately, and this is going to feed my appetite, this album right here. It does say here that the album is influenced by 1970s and 1980s disco, along with modern day club music. I mean, I imagine I'm gonna hear a handful of bops on this album, and I'm gonna be dancing my ass off continuously. I'm only hoping. I mean, it's Kylie Minogue, it's disco music, it goes hand in hand, so enough talking, let's get into the first track, which is Magic, which we already listened to, and it was the second single off the album, and I did a video of me watching the music video for the first time and listening to the song for the first time, and I really enjoyed myself in that video. I really do like the song. I think it's a great song, and I really don't have much to say about it other than it's just a classic feel-good pop song. It just makes you feel good. It makes you want to dance, and it just takes your worries away, and I always feel good when I listen to that song. She says, dancing together ain't nothing that could be better. Tomorrow don't matter, we'll make the night last forever. Do you believe in magic? Given how crappy the year has been so far, the year 2020, we need more songs and more music like this now more than ever, so I have a lot of fun listening to songs like this right now. But anyway, let's move on to track number 2, Miss a Thing. Alrighty, that was track number 2, Miss a Thing, and this is another great song that just got me in the mood to dance. I was in my own little space, dancing away, bouncing up and down on my yoga ball, having a great time, and I don't really have much to say about this song other than it just made me feel good. It just made me feel good. I just wanted to dance carelessly the night away, and I really enjoyed it, and the lyrics are great as well. There isn't really anything to analyze when it comes to the lyrics and the meanings behind the songs, in my opinion. So far, the first 2 tracks, she's just telling you to dance and have a great time, and that's what I'm doing. I am doing what she's telling me to do, and I'm just having a great time. The first 2 tracks I listened to are just classic pop songs. If you love pop music, you can't go wrong with these songs. So now we're gonna move on to track number 3, Real Groove.
Feel my heartbeat. It's the same old feeling coming over me tonight. No, it's been away, baby, away. I saw you dancing with somebody looking at me, but you got the moves. We got something better, got that real, real baby. I saw you dancing with somebody.
Yes, that was track number 3, Real Groove, and this was another great song. And I feel like the key to any great disco album is that it should make you want to dance the night away into the wee hours of the morning. And I have a feeling that this album is going to have that effect on me. I don't want to stop dancing when I listen to this album. It just makes you want to keep dancing until you're just drenched in sweat. I know that sounds kind of gross, but that's where it's headed. I will also say that I think Kylie Minogue and Carly Rae Jepsen should collab on a song in the near future. I think that would be an awesome collab. I think their voices would sound great together. Now, I did read an article yesterday where it said that Kylie Minogue did an interview with Apple Music's Zane Lowe, and in that interview, she said that she almost collaborated with Prince on a song. They almost did a song together, which. Could you imagine a Kylie Minogue and Prince song? I mean, that would have been great. So now we're gonna move on to track number 4, Monday Blues.
If I share a little secret, can you keep it? I was pushing my time away. Hey, 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 hey. Come on, what's it about you? It's just gonna let you in. I can't stop. Monday, Tuesday, Wednesday, Friday, some weekend. Hey, 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 hey. Come on, what's it about you? It's just Monday, Tuesday, Wednesday, Friday, some weekend. What's it about you? It's just Monday, Tuesday, Wednesday, Thursday, Friday, some weekend.
Alrighty, that was track number 4, Monday Blues. Another great song. Any one of these songs so far, the first 4 songs, could be singles, in my opinion. They're just great, consistent pop songs. Catchy as hell. And I'm loving it. I really like the lyrics on this song. Monday, Tuesday, Wednesday, Thursday, Friday. It's the weekend. It is the weekend. Fuck yeah. I don't know about you, but I hate Mondays. I hate Mondays. I also dread working on Sundays. I hate working Sundays. It's the worst. So now we're gonna move on to track number 5, Supernova.
Supernatural, your energy. Bring it back, never stop it. Bring it back, baby, you and me. It's just a little bit of starlight. Supernova, read about it on planet Earth. Keep it down, baby, you and me. It's just a little bit of
Alrighty, that was track number 5, Supernova, and once again, another great song. I probably sound like a broken record because I've said, that's a great song, that's a great song, that's a great song about all the songs so far, but it's true. I'm loving this album so far. It's getting me to dance, and I love the melodies and the production on this album. The production on this album is great so far, and you can't go wrong with this album. If you like dance music, if you like pop music, you're gonna like this album. When I was listening to this song, I felt like some sort of alien freak dancing on the moon in space around the planets and the stars. Very galactic, and I really enjoyed myself. Shining like a supernova, brightest of the stars, from another galaxy like Jupiter and Mars. Baby, all I need is just a little bit of your starlight. You're my supernova. There was also some autotune on this song as well. I think it was a vocoder. There was a vocoder, I believe, throughout various parts of the song, and I do like listening to a vocoder. I do like it when an artist uses it sometimes. It can be a lot of fun to listen to, and it really does enhance a dance song, in my opinion. I mean, if I was gonna have a dance party on the moon and invite some extraterrestrial guests, then this would be the type of song and the type of music I would listen to. So now we're gonna move on to track number 6, Say Something.
We're a million miles apart in 1,000 ways. Tell me how you feel. Just try to find us. Get the stars we can't leave. I'll be as one again.
Okay, that was track number 6, Say Something, and this was the lead single off the album, and I still love it to this day. I think this is a great lead single off the album, and lyrically, this is probably one of my favorite songs off the album, because love is love, it never ends, can we all be as one again? And this is another song where I just feel like I'm far away in the sky, very galactic, away from civilization and just rocking out to some disco by Kylie Minogue. I will also say that one of my favorite parts of this song is that guitar riff, which is great. I always enjoy listening to that part of the song, the duh, duh, duh. I don't know what I did there. So now let's move on to track number 7, Last Chance.
Fashion attitude around all the money. Is our last chance for the first dance. Bring your body close. To be my baby. Final call. The music playing. So if you got a minute, the DJ gon' play my song. Final call. The music playing.
Okay, that was track number 7, Last Chance, and you know what? When I first started listening to the song, I didn't know what to make of it, and I was gonna say that this is probably my least favorite song on the album, though I still like it. It's one of my least favorites, if not my least favorite. But by the end of the song, I don't know now because it really got into my ear. This song is definitely an earworm, and it's catchy as hell, so is this still my least favorite track on the album? I don't know. I don't think so. I'm finding it difficult to choose my least favorite track on the album so far. I think I have to go back to each and every one of them again, but I don't know. I feel like this is a very consistent pop album. Last Chance to Be My Baby, Last Chance the Final Call, Last Chance the music's played, Last Chance to Come and Get the First Date. So now we're gonna move on to track number 8, I Love It. And in case you couldn't tell, I love this album.
Waiting for your love was enough to go break my heart. Your love is my life, and my love is all you need. Into the darkness, together eternally. I love it, I love it, I love it.
Alrighty, that was track number 8, I Love It, and I loved the production on this song. To me, that was the highlight. This song was just pure disco, 100% pure disco, and I also really enjoyed the trumpets on this song as well. But, however, I will say, remember how a couple minutes ago I was saying how I didn't know which one of these tracks was my least favorite? I don't know. To me, this track, I Love It, might be one of my least favorites just because, I don't know, to me, it wasn't that memorable. I know I said that I really liked the production, but the actual song itself, the melody and the chorus and the lyrics, I don't know, I wasn't the biggest fan of it. If this track was released as the 3rd single, I think I would have been disappointed because there are so many other better songs on this album, in my opinion. So now we're gonna move on to track number 9, Where Does the DJ Go? Where does the DJ go? After he's done for the night and the party's over, where does the DJ go? Does he grab a bite to eat at McDonald's? Maybe he's really hungry. Maybe he just goes home and falls asleep and passes out. Who knows? If you're a DJ watching this, what do you do after you're done DJing for the night? Okay, and that was track number 9. Where Does the DJ Go? Am I still listening to disco? I swear to God, this sounds like a song that could have been released on her Fever album and her Light Years album. It was taking me back to the early 2000s. It sounds like a bonus unreleased track from her Fever or Light Years eras. It was another great catchy song. I like how it makes me nostalgic for her Fever and Light Years albums. So now we're gonna move on to track number 10, Dance Floor Darling.
Whether you're running, coming from a love would you be my dance floor, darling? And wake up feeling no regrets. Gonna make sure that your body don't forget my dance floor, darling. Rock and roller, bring your body closer. So what you waiting for? Get up on the floor. What you waiting for?
You! Oh my god, track number 10, Dance Floor Darling. That last part took me over the edge. That was unexpected and it was great. I love how the production at the beginning of the song is slow, and then by the end, the production picks up and gets faster, and I wasn't expecting that, and I'm a little shook. I had a great time. I'm just gonna say that I haven't been to the club at all this year, not once, and it's November, but this track, this album is making me want to go to the club. I probably won't end up going to the club until next year because of this pandemic, but you better believe the day I go back next year in 2021, it's gonna be a lot of fun. So now we're gonna move on to track number 11, Unstoppable. Honestly, Kylie is unstoppable when it comes to this album. I mean, hit after hit, let's keep the party going.
Can't stop the beautiful rhythm run. If only we can open our hearts, reach out our hands.
Ha! Okay, that was track number 11, Unstoppable, and I swear, there were parts of this song that sounded like Carly Rae Jepsen. I don't know if I'm the only one, and if Kylie and Carly were to collaborate on this album, this would have been the track. This would have been a golden opportunity for Kylie and Carly, oh, that was really weird. Carly and Kylie, this would have been great for them to collaborate on this album. I feel like that was a missed opportunity. I mean, Carly Rae is known for her disco influences on her albums, as well as Kylie, so it's only natural. It's like peanut butter and jelly, come on. As a whole, I really enjoyed this track, and it's very consistent, just like the rest of the album, all the other tracks. You can't really go wrong with this song or this album if you love disco, pop music, dance music. It's a great album. So now we're gonna move on to the final track of Disc 1, track number 12, Celebrate You. Alrighty, that was track number 12, Celebrate You, and this was a very powerful song. It was a powerful way to wrap up disc 1 of this album, and it's very optimistic, especially for a year like 2020. Celebration, good times, come on, let's celebrate. because everything's gonna be all right. Let's celebrate. And it's so hard for people to celebrate right now. So much garbage happening in the world right now, and so much devastation and hate. And it's so hard to be optimistic and happy and to celebrate the good times because there isn't really anything to celebrate right now, especially with the holidays coming, New Year's Eve. But this is giving me hope. And this album is giving me hope that this pandemic won't last forever and that 2021 and 2022, the rest of the 2020s, hopefully will be a lot better. So we're gonna have a good time tonight. We're gonna have a good time tonight and we're just gonna celebrate because it's gonna be all right. But it's not over yet because we still have 4 more tracks to listen to. We'll now be moving on to disc 2, track number 1, Till You Love Somebody. Alrighty, that was track 1 of disc 2, and this is another earworm. Very catchy, and of course, it will get stuck in your head, and I don't have much to say about it other than it's another solid track from the album. It's another heartfelt song from Kylie Minogue. She says here, all the colors of the rainbow, all the places that your heart can go, all the worries, what do they know, all the faces I was scared to show. But when I'm with you, I can feel the sunshine, and late at night, we're dancing in the moonlight. If I got you, and you got me, we'll be alright, cause I'm a better dancer with you. Very loving and very heartfelt and very Kylie Minogue. I mean, these are messages that she has preached in not just this album, but so many of her other songs and albums as well. If we can take anything away from this album, it's that life is better when you're dancing, preferably with someone else. So now let's move on to track 2, Fine Wine. Oh. Beep beep. Alrighty, that was track 2, Fine Wine, and I was getting summer vibes from this song. I was reminiscing about summer, it has that summer vibe to it, and I don't want it to be winter. It's November now, and where I live, we get lots of snow. There isn't any snow on the ground yet, but winter is coming. I wish I was drinking some fine wine right now outside, with the sun beating down on my skin and just relaxing. I had a lot of fun reading the lyrics to this song. Holiday in France, helicopter to Japan, fill the bathtub with champagne. What's your breakfast? Chocolate cake. Chocolate cake for breakfast? I mean, I think we've all been there. I wonder what it would be like to fill up a bathtub with champagne. I'm sure there are many people who have done it. I mean, people have filled bathtubs up with Nutella, so, imagine bathing in a bathtub filled with champagne. Oh my god. Strike a pose. She does say, so strike a pose in the pre-chorus of the song, and we all know where that particular line is from. I'm not gonna say from who, I'm sure you all know, but it's from Madonna, obviously Vogue, but it's not like Madonna copyrighted and trademarked those words, strike a pose. I can see why some people would think she took it from Vogue, but honestly, like, maybe she didn't. Maybe Anybody can use those words, and just because Madonna used those words doesn't mean the artist is alluding to Vogue. But anyway, let's move on to track number 3, Hey Lonely.
Hey, you over there? I got a question for you. For you. Don't let what you're doing for the rest of your life. 'Cause I just wanna give you my love. Hey, don't let what you're doing for the rest of your life. Hey, I got a question for you. For you. 'Cause I just wanna give you my love, my heart, my sweetness and devotion.
Alrighty, that was track number 3, Hey Lonely, and I liked this song. It's not one of my favorites. I will say I'm not the biggest fan of this disc 2 of Disco. I like it. It's very consistent. It fits in with disc 1, but I am preferring disc 1 over disc 2. I feel like because there's so many other great songs on this album, this one kind of pales in comparison. I like it. It's a great song, but it's just not one of my favorites on the album. I just feel like there are more memorable songs on this album. So we have come to the end of the album, unfortunately. Yes, the party does have to end. Track number 4, Spotlight.
Miles around, I heard about the things they got going on behind closed doors. It's a vibe, wanna stay out. Don't lie, I know that you do the same damn thing, baby. Tonight I'm gonna change your life. I'll dive in the spotlight. It's a vibe, wanna stay out. Don't lie, I know that you do the same damn thing.
Okay, that was the final track of the album of disc 2, track number 4, Spotlight, and I enjoyed this track, and there were a few times, I will say, I don't know if I'm the only one, but there were a few times during this first listen video that there were these backup vocals, and they were using a vocoder, and there were times that it reminded me or it sounded like an electric guitar. So at first I thought, oh, that's an electric guitar, but no, it was actually backup vocals using a vocoder. This was another great catchy song that does get stuck in your head, and I thoroughly enjoyed it. So that is all 16 tracks of Disco, Disc 1 and Disc 2, and I loved it. I love it just like track number 8 implies. I love it, and I loved everything about this album. Like the title of the album suggests, this is a disco, this is a disco bliss, 100% disco, and a lot of fun, lots of club bangers as well, and it just made me feel good. It just made me happy. If you love dance music, if you love disco, pop music, you will love this album. She definitely did the title of the album justice, Disco. I mean, I was dancing my ass off. I didn't want the party to end. I just wanted to keep going. And I really enjoyed myself. There were times I felt like I was at Studio 54, and she does make a reference to Studio 54 in one of the songs. I actually failed to mention that. I was going to mention it when I heard it in the song, but I forgot to. But she does make reference to it in one of the songs. And it's just a lot of fun. I mean, this album is quintessential Kylie Minogue. I mean, this is Kylie Minogue in her purest form. I mean, disco, this is Kylie Minogue. I don't know how else to articulate what this album is. I mean, this album's Kylie Minogue. This album is her spirit animal, essentially. I mean, this is who she is. I'm actually surprised she didn't release an album called Disco sooner. I mean, her albums and all her music, so many of her songs have been inspired by disco music, so you'd think she would have released an album called Disco much sooner in her career, but better late than never, I guess. This is definitely one of my favorite pop albums of 2020, and I haven't listened to many albums this year. I haven't listened to many pop albums, but from the pop albums I have listened to, this is definitely one of my favorites. Not only does this album make you want to dance, but it also makes you want to celebrate and rejoice. And it makes you optimistic. And when you look forward into the coming year, it gives you a sense of hope. There's been so much doom and gloom this year that it's a joy to listen to an album like Disco. So what did you guys think of the album? What songs from this album are your favorites? And if she was to release more singles from the album, which I'm hoping she does, which songs do you want to be singles? Maybe you're not the biggest fan of this album. Maybe you don't think this is a great Kylie Minogue album. Tell me why in the comments. I will definitely be going back to this album non-stop. There are so many songs I want to listen to again, and I have a feeling that this album is gonna help me get through the rest of this crap year that has been 2020. Can we also talk about the album artwork? I mean, to quote Ariana Grande, if God was a woman, and if God is a woman, then she would look like what Kylie looks like on the album artwork for Disco. So I think that's all I wanted to say on the album officially. I don't know what else I can say other than I loved the production and I enjoyed reading the lyrics. I like how it made me feel, it made me dance, it made me feel good, and that's pretty much all I want to say. And I'm also gonna say that I will be listening to another Kylie Minogue album within the next few weeks because it is the holidays now and I still need to listen to her Kylie Christmas album, which I haven't listened to yet. So I will be listening to that album for the first time in the coming weeks, so look out for that video. So thanks for watching, guys. You can find me on Instagram, you can find me on Twitter, you can message me, you can tell me other artists I should check out. I'm open to any artists from any decade. You can find me on Apple Music, you can check out my playlists and so on and so forth. I'm just wiping off all this glitter, just glitter all over the floor. So have a wonderful day and I will see you next time. Take care.